All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something, well, it's one of the coolest things happening in personal tech right now. Building your very own AI assistant. And you know what the best part is? We're going to break down how you can actually build one without writing a single line of code. Yep, you heard that right. Let's jump in.
Okay, so picture this. You ask your device, "Hey, who are you?" And it comes back with, "Hello, I'm Nova, your assistant. How can I help you today?" Now, this isn't some far-off sci-fi movie scene. This is a real demo of a custom-built AI agent, in action, right now. But what really makes an agent like Nova so different from, the standard assistants we're all used to?
Well, here's the thing. Nova isn't just some generic chatbot. It's an agent that's designed to know you, personally. If you ask it, "Tell me everything you know about me," it can actually list your family members, where you went to school, even the name of your dog. It can also do really useful stuff like summarize all the emails you got today, cutting through the junk to give you only what's important.
And that right there, that personalization, is the absolute key. It's this ability to securely connect to your digital life, your calendar, your emails, even a simple database with personal facts that transforms a generic tool into a genuinely helpful personal agent. So, the big question is, how is something this powerful actually built? You're probably thinking it takes teams of developers and tons of complex code, right? Well, that's where the revolution is happening. It's now totally possible using what are called no-code platforms. These are tools that give you a visual blueprint, letting you design the entire logic of your AI without ever having to be a programmer.
To really get how these agents are built, you kind of have to think like an architect for a second. Every great building starts with a master blueprint, right? Well, in the world of automation, that blueprint is called a workflow. It's the whole plan, the big picture that connects every single step from the very beginning to the very end.
Okay, so if the workflow is the blueprint, what are the bricks? They're called nodes. And honestly, the best way to think of them is like digital Legos. Seriously, each node is one single action. Read an email, check my calendar, send a message. And you just snap them together to bring that master plan of yours to life. And no matter how complicated the final thing looks, the core logic almost always boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you have a trigger. That's what kicks everything off, like a new message coming in. Next, you have an action, which is where the data gets processed. And finally, you have an output, which delivers the result. Trigger, action, output. That's it. Every single automation follows that fundamental path.
So what we're really talking about here is a massive leap forward in the evolution of automation. We are moving way beyond those simple repetitive bots that just follow a script. We're talking about something much, much smarter: intelligent agents.
And the key difference, it really all comes down to one thing: who's in charge. In the older style of automation, the AI is basically just a tool in the process, following a really rigid preset path. But with an AI agent, the AI becomes the manager of the whole process. It doesn't just blindly follow a script, it makes decisions dynamically. It adapts to new requests as they come in on the fly. And that, right there, is the big leap. A true agent isn't just a follower, it's a thinker. It looks at a request and decides for itself which tool it needs to use. Should it check the calendar, or go into my email, or pull from that personal database? That power to make independent decisions, that is the real game changer.
Okay, so let's pop the hood on this thing. Let's actually deconstruct one of these agents. What are the core components that make up its brain and let it do all this cool stuff? So pretty much every personal AI agent like Nova is built on 3 main pillars. First, at its heart, you have the brain. That's a powerful language model that does all the thinking. But a brain isn't much use without a body, right? So it also needs the tools. These are its connections to the outside world. And finally, to make it truly personal, it needs the memory, which is what gives it context and lets it remember things about you. All right, let's start with the brain. This is the central processing unit, the engine of the whole operation. We're talking about a large language model, or LLM, something like GPT-4. Its job is to handle understanding what you're asking, reasoning about what it needs to do, and then generating a response that sounds, well, human. Next up, the tools. Think of these as the agent's hands and eyes. These are basically the connections or APIs that let the agent interact with all your other apps. So if you connect a Gmail tool, it can read your email. If you connect a calendar tool, it can check your schedule. This is how the agent actually does things for you in the real world.
And finally, we have the memory. This is the secret sauce that makes the agent personal. It can be a connection to something as simple as a Google Sheet, where it stores and recalls facts about you. It also remembers what you've just been talking about in your conversation, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself. This is what provides that true continuous context.
Okay, so this is all really cool technology, but why is it such a big deal right now? Well, because we are at the dawn of a whole new era in personal productivity. An era where pretty much anyone can become the architect of their very own digital assistant. I mean, just think about the sheer potential here. That number you see, 500 plus, that's roughly how many different apps and services you can already connect as tools to an agent. And that number is growing every single day. Imagine connecting your project management software, your social media, your cloud storage. The possibilities for a truly integrated, all-knowing assistant are just immense.
And look, at the end of the day, this isn't just about saving a few clicks here and there. We are moving way past simple task automation and into an era of what you could call intelligent partnership. The goal isn't just to do tasks faster, it's to create an assistant that actually understands your world and can help you navigate it more effectively.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. Now that these tools are becoming accessible to everyone, you don't need to be a programmer anymore. The only real limit is your imagination. So, what tasks would you automate? What information would you want right at your fingertips? What if you could sit down right now and design your own perfect assistant?